it's me, the king of late night TV, David Bronstein. It never ends. Ready for this one? I just came back from this Jewish restaurant. What's a Jewish restaurant? It's a dairy restaurant. They don't serve meat, but it's all the Jews go there, so we call it a Jewish restaurant. But it doesn't. You don't have to be Jewish to go to the restaurant, but it helps. But it's all dairy, you know, eggs and stuff like that. Years ago, there used to be a dairy restaurant in Philadelphia, where I'm from, called I forgot what the hell it was called, but whatever it was called, it was in an area where all the Jews had the push carts. You know, when all the Europeans came from off the boat in Ellis Island, the Italians have the Italian market, the Jews have their Jewish market, whatever. Everyone has their own section of where you go. And in the Jewish area in Philadelphia, they had the Ambassador, I think it was called. The Ambassador. It was a dairy restaurant. I remember my father was there once, and it was in the 70s. It was 1974, 73, 75, something like that, and there was going to be a shortage on lox. I don't know why. You know why they can't keep Jews in jail? Because we eat lox. But there was going to be a shortage on lox, and the reporters went to this dairy restaurant where they serve lox, and they did a story on it, and they asked him, Lou, his name was Lou, what are all the Jews going to do if they can't get lox? And my father said, let them eat herring. Isn't that a great line? Let them eat herring. And it had a picture of him in the paper with his hand like this, and a caption, let him eat herring. And that was so clever, so off the cuff, because that's what Marie Antoinette said, let him eat cake. That's what they're known from. They're saying, let him eat cake, and he took that, let him eat cake, and he said, let him eat herring. And that's another Jewish when the Jews eat herring. So it was so, I thought it was very funny too. Maybe I got my sense of humor from him, I don't know. He was a street smart kind of guy. It wasn't a Damon Runyon character, but he knew those kind of street smarts, and he said funny things sometimes, but it was a great line to say, let him eat herring. And it was so quick, so I called this blog, Let Him Eat Herring, at this dairy restaurant, but it's not there anymore. It all closed up, and now, you know, years ago you had Jewish bakeries, Italian bakeries, and Italians worked in an Italian bakery, the Jews worked in a Jewish bakery. Now, I go to Philadelphia, I go to one of these Jewish bakeries there, and they have help there with these big crosses on there. When I go to a Jewish bakery, I expect an old Jewish lady with a hairnet to help me in the bakery. Not that you can't be a Gentile and work at a Jewish bakery, but what do you think? When I go to a Chinese restaurant, I want Chinese people to wait on me. When I go to an Italian restaurant, I want Italian people to wait on me with Italian accents to wait on me. That's why I'm going to an Italian restaurant. What do you think when I go to a sushi restaurant? You think I want a Jew to come out with a yarmulke and a long beard like Tevi from Fiddler on the Roof and saying, so what do you want? You want the octopus? What do you want there? I want a Chinese guy at a Japanese restaurant. That's what I want. Not a Jew with a long beard, a Hasidic Jew. And you know, Jackie Mason says, there's different kinds of Jews. There's conservative, which I'm conservative. Then there's Orthodox, which is the real religious Jews. There's Reformed. Then we have one religion, and I guess you can pick different levels of how religious you want to be. And the Reformed Jews are Jews that don't wear yarmulkes, and they probably don't even do some of the prayers. You know, the Orthodox Jews, the men sit in one section, the women sit in another section in the synagogues. And then the conservative, which I am, we all sit together, and we all do the same prayers and stuff, but the Reformed are so far away from being Jewish, they not only don't wear the yarmulkes, I don't know what they do, they're Jews, but they don't do everything in the Jewish religion, whatever it is. And Jackie Mason even says there's one Reformed synagogue that is so Reformed they don't even let Jews in. That's how Reformed it is. But anyways, I was at this dairy restaurant today, and I went to get oatmeal. My mother used to give me oatmeal in the morning, and Lauren wanted a croissant, so I went to get oatmeal. And it was very busy. I mean, it's a busy restaurant every so often, but now it's even more busy because Passover starts tomorrow night. And that's another blog I'll have to do about Passover. Watch the Ten Commandments, you'll see what Passover is all about. But they had a long line of people, not just to get in the restaurant, but in the bakery part. And I thought, I mean, when I go to the bakery to get them a croissant, there's 2 or 3 people in line. Now it's all the way around and around. And I thought, what are all these people waiting in line for? They're going to get bread for Passover? You can't have bread for Passover. That's the whole point. We have to eat matzah because when the Jews were leaving Egypt, there was no time to bake the bread. They wanted to get the hell out of that. They were slaves for years and years and years, and they had to bake matzah, so there was no time for bread. So we not commemorate, but we remember what our ancestors went through as slaves and all that stuff. But until Pharaoh let the Jews go finally, Moses said, let our people go. But anyway, and then God, offered them the plagues and all that stuff. The Seder's tomorrow night. But I'll do another blog on Passover. Anyway, but there's a long line. I think, what are they getting? They're all lined up to get bread. What could they possibly get in the bakery department? Why are they lined up in the bakery department for Passover, because all they have there is bread. They're not selling matzah in the bakery department. I don't know what the hell the line was there for. But I went to sit down there, and I get a waitress, and I know all the waitresses, they're all Jewish old ladies, and that's the way it's supposed to be. When I go to this Jewish restaurant, this dairy restaurant, I don't expect to see Chinese people or Indian people come in there saying, whatever they say. And they're all old Jewish. Right, and that's the way it's supposed to be. These old Jewish ladies that are there. And they're not professional waitresses, they're old Jewish ladies who give me no respect when I'm there. So, but I know which ones are better service, which ones are not. It so happens I got the one with not so good service. Because I'm sitting at the table, and then 3 tables away from me, there's a long table of 10 people. Now, who do you think is going to get the most service? Me, with oatmeal, or the table with 10 people? Now, I sat down, I ordered at 9:13. How do you know that I ordered at 9:13? Because I made a phone call at 9:13. After it was over, excuse me, I got so much gas I could drive to Pittsburgh. I looked at the phone, it's at 9:13. At 9:25, I finally got the oatmeal. Now, what would take so long from 9:13 a.m. to 9:25 to get oatmeal and a cup of coffee? I mean, well, I didn't have any silverware. I had to eat with my hands. I didn't have any silverware, so I poured the sugar in the coffee. I couldn't mix it up. And I got 1 spoon with the oatmeal. That's it. Now, my kid wanted a croissant, so I looked. I said, a long line there. I said, oh, I'm not going to wait in that line for a croissant. So I say to the waitress, when I could find her, I'd like to get a croissant to go home, and please give me the check. I'm never going to see this lady again. The lady goes into the kitchen. It's now 9:35, so I ordered at 9:13 a.m. I get the oatmeal at 9:25. Would you wait that long for oatmeal? How long does it take oatmeal? They sell in the store, Quaker Oats, 1-minute oatmeal. So then she finally comes out. She's giving everyone orange juice and stuff. I'm waiting for my tomato juice. I already finished the oatmeal. I finished the coffee. Then she brings the tomato juice. So she brings it. I drink the tomato juice. There's a long crack in the glass of the tomato juice. Do you think I wanted to drink that? I drank it already. Then I said the long crack. How did they serve a crack? Even the bell in Philadelphia, the Liberty Bell, they tried to fix the crack. Here they got a long crack, and when I'm drinking the tomato juice. So I said, can I get the bill? I'd like to get some more coffee. 9:35. 10 minutes later, I get the bill and coffee. My question to you is, why are at a table of 10 people any more deserving of service than me? Why is it always like that? Every time, not every time, but a lot of the times, when I go to a restaurant and I can't get the attention of a waiter or waitress, what do I always hear? Oh, I'm terribly sorry. I'm very busy with that table over there. Oh, I'm terribly sorry. We're very busy today. Well, somebody in the restaurant's getting the service. Why isn't it me? Why can't they say to other people, oh, I'm terribly sorry. I'm waiting on David Bronstein. Oh, I'm terribly sorry. David Bronstein's taking all my attention. Why is it the other way around that other people always get the attention of a waitress or waiter and I never get nothing? That's what I want to know. Go to davidbronstein.com and tell me, what do I have to do to get good service in a restaurant? Service when I sit down, a waiter comes over, they bring me, like at one restaurant I went to. I went down, sat down, the water waiter came over, and he gave me water. Then the bread waiter came over, he gave me bread. The silverware waiter gave me silverware, and the head waiter gave me, anyway, I left the restaurant, and that's what I want to know. Go to davidbronstein.com, tell me, what do I have to do to get good service in a restaurant? And that's my blog for today. Goodbye. Go to davidbronstein.com and buy a DVD for 2 minutes. Goodbye.